Hello. It's another day that God has given unto us. Okay, I just wanna welcome you all to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time watching this, kindly subscribe, kindly share, and I'll be grateful for that. Yeah, so the main reason that I'm here today, it's because of someone asking me what really happened to Paul now that they needed an update. I know more of my subscribers, they didn't know what really happened to our family. And that's why I think I'm here today, just to share a brief sentiment of what really happened to my brother. So Paul is my younger brother. Yeah, he's the one who comes behind me, and is a man that I really cherish a lot, and is a man that I cherish everyone, but and is a man that doesn't have words with people. Like, is not is let me just say that he's a cool boy. Yeah, he's a cool man. That is how he is. You can't say that what really happened to him, it's because like he had enemies or something of sort. No. My brother is always a resemblance of my dad. So for him to go through what really happened to him, we were really devastated about it. So I just want to take you through like what really happened to him, and um, what we went through that all of that 1 week. So it was on I think it was on a Monday. Yeah, it was on a Monday. It was on a Monday, a day that I can't forget. I just took my son to school, then I came back. So it was early, around 7. So when I came back, I just said, let me take a nap before like I start my daily chores in my house. So immediately I just got a phone call, and my sister was like, the way she called me, it's the way she called when my mom had a stroke. So she was like she was crying, Sarah. And the back of my mind, I was like, what's going on? I just told her, kwani nini tena, that like what happened again? Like, I was expecting bad news. Yeah, but like I was really expecting a bad news. It just came through my mind. I just know there's something bad at home. And she told me that, Sarah, we are in the hospital, and Paul was attacked yesterday night. And I was like, what? I just felt my body, like everything just left me. Like I was like I didn't know what to say. I just got off the phone, and then I couldn't take even the tea, because I said I'll come back after a nap, I'll take my tea. But I just wore my clothes. Even I can't remember what I wore that day. I just took a bus from here. I called my husband and told him, Paul has been attacked. And he was like, please wait for me, I'm coming. For me, I didn't wait for him, because I knew that it might take long. Maybe they have duties in school, and maybe it was needed there. So I couldn't wait. I just got off, closed the doors, and went to Kisumu. So while I was at the bus, I was like, what? Tears were really rolling on my face. And just people that were seated beside me were asking, what's wrong? I couldn't speak, because the more I'll speak, the more I'll be very much emotional. I'm a very emotional person. So I took, in 20 minutes, I was in Kisumu. 20 minutes. I don't even know how I reached there. I was very much confused. So I was in Kisumu 20 minutes. So when I saw my brother, when I just my eyes just landed on him. I just started crying. So I'm crying there. Naomi also is there, and Naomi also is crying. Like everyone was just, I don't know, everyone was just emotional. So when I arrived there, it's when, I don't know, there's a doctor there and wanted to stitch my brother. And for me, they, like, whatever I've learned, like whatever I've learned so far, it's not okay. So for me, what I've learned while I was in that caregiving in a hospital, I know that people used to come with wounds. Yeah, they've been attacked. But the first thing we do first is just to check how deep this wound is, and just consider MRI first before anything is done to a patient. So when my brother was there, and the doctor was like, "We have to stitch this man," and like, we have to stitch it. And I was like, how? And yet there's no anything that has been done to him. Like, there's no MRI. We don't know if there's a clot inside the brain, or there's a big impact on him. And then all of a sudden my brother just screamed. Like, he said no, like he was saying no. And to me, the screaming was not him. The screaming was not my brother. The screaming for me was an angel. Was not my brother. No, that was not my brother. Because, like, when you could call my brother that Paul, he will just look at you like this. Paul will just look at me. Now I was wondering, where did the scream come from? And yet, like, when you call him, he danced. He didn't have. He had zero response to him. You could just call him, and he's like, even if you take your hands that you want to greet him, he'll not see your hands. He'll not see them. He'll just look at you like, it's just like this. It's when now the doctor said, no, just take him to MRI. So we left that hospital, and we went to an MRI for MRI. So upon reaching that hospital, for me, I really hate Kenyan hospitals, for real, yeah. Because someone can die while you are waiting. So we went there, and they were like, what are you using? We said, an insurance. So they said for us, like, we have to wait. Someone is suffering, and let me take you back before I reached at the hospital. But this is what I was told. Like, my brother was hit the previous night. He was either, like, that day he took the wife back where she teaches. Then my brother came back after dropping her. So when he came back, he went home and returned dad's car at home. And they told Paul, why can't you sit down so that we eat together? It was around 7. And Paul said, no, let me just go because I have food in the house. I'll just go and prepare. And it's so early. So my dad just said, oh, it's okay, just go. So when Paul was going, that's when before even he went, Paul met Naomi. But Naomi was on a motorbike. And just a distance from Naomi, where I was, and where Paul was attacked, it was just around 10 steps, like 10 steps. So Naomi was in regrets, and she was saying, I wished I went back, I wished I turned back, and maybe I could have found my brother, if like, we could have assisted my brother in those attacks. But that was all. And my brother, like, when he was hit, I think the impact just affected the whole head and all the brain. So I don't know, you people, do you think like, I think this God is real. This really God that we serve is a real person. And I don't think if his people can go like that way, that like they can, what can I say, they can perish. No, so long as you serve him, like, eh? Sorry about that. I went to answer. There's someone calling me at the door. So a neighbor needed some vegetables. I have my vegetables and she really needed them. So I just had to tell her, just go and take whatever amount you want. Then, because there's so many, I can't eat that all alone. So I also have to give to the community. Yeah, so back to where I was. So my brother, when he, like I just when he was attacked, my brother woke up, started walking, went until he reached his gate. He was struggling to open the gate, and the I think the someone the caretaker of there tried to open for him the gate because he was struggling. And when he entered, the caretaker greeted him that, how are you? But he never responded. Like I think the brain was already blank, you know. He never responded at all. He went to his house. I don't know how he located the key of the house, opened the house, entered inside the house, and locked himself there. And can you imagine, that time his brain is already gone. Like he had nothing. He was not in his right senses or anything. So my brother just went to bed. I think he just wiped the blood on where he was. And that night, my brother vomited a lot inside that house. He bled a lot inside that house. Like the house was really in blood, in vomit. So he just entered and slept like that. Like, because these guys took his phone and just ran with it and some of the things that he had. Oh, God. I don't know how my brother survived that heat the whole night. I just don't know. I don't know how he survived it, but I don't know. To me, I just see an angel that was him throughout that night. My brother, from 7:30, my brother was bleeding until in the morning at 7. And I just want to give thanks to the wife, because if if it could not be in her, I don't think we could be in another story, something else. Because this lady persisted in calling Paul, really persisted, because he had told her that when I reach in the house I'll call you, but he never called. So the lady just felt, no, there's something wrong. So he tried calling, he called the whole night, but Paul was not speaking. So in the morning, he called the neighbor and told him, can you go and check Paul? Because I'm trying to call him, but he's not speaking. When the neighbor went there, he called and Paul was not responding. And the neighbor was like, no, maybe when he comes out, I'll do what? I'll tell you. But my brother never came out. So the wife had to call home, back home. Moses was around. He called Moses, and Moses had to come by, and Naomi, so they went by. So mom was like, my dad was sleeping, and my mom just felt, no, there's something wrong. So my mom told my dad, are you sleeping? And the kids have gone looking for someone else, and you are comfortably sleeping. So my dad also left the house, and when Naomi arrived there, the door was locked. When they peeped at the window, Paul was asleep. They tried calling, but he was not waking up. So my brother had to open the door, and took something and opened the door. When they just entered that house, oh my God. When they saw Paul, Naomi literally ran away, because he was in a pool of blood. He bled the whole night. So my dad, when they were like this, my dad came and then they took Paul to the hospital. So that's where I found them, where they were in that first hospital. So let's go back in where we are, not like where we were in the MRI, waiting for the MRI to be done. When we reached there, like when we arrived at MRI, and they were saying in the insurance thing, and it was really taking long. Like when you go to Kenyan hospital, like they don't see that this is an emergency, like this person need to be attended to, like this is an emergency thing, like you just have to attend to him. No, like for them you have to pay first, is when you can be taken care of. And I was like, please, this is an emergency, we can't wait for this insurance to be approved, we can't wait for everything that you are doing, guys. And it's taking long. This guy has bled the whole night, he really need medication. So those guy was saying, no, we still have to wait for the payment. So we saw that the insurance thing was going to delay us so much. So we opt for the cash. So we said, no, let us pay for cash so that we can uh, we can we can avoid the delay. So cash was paid and we took Paul to the MRI. By that time he was not talking. It was like he was half dead. Like I don't know. He was I don't even know how to say it. So we took Paul to the MRI, and they did the MRI, and they said that Paul had some clots on the brain, and we just rushed him to so the people where he works, they were around, and they said, they like they can cater the card, or they say that we can take him to Aga Khan. Yeah, there is where we can take him to. So we rushed Paul Aga Khan, and Aga Khan is a nice hospital, let me say that, because when we arrived, like Paul was given treatment immediately. Like they never waited, like the two was they like the other was they were waiting until, I don't know, money to be paid or what are we using. No, they just took the patient in and they started taking care of him, and that's why Aga Khan is the best. Like, yeah. So he was attended to, and then he went again for another MRI and also another X-ray. And when they went for that MRI, something happened inside there, but we thank God. We thank God Paul came back. We thank God. We just give God the glory. Otherwise, I don't know, we could have lost him in that MRI. Yeah. But Paul came back to us. And for me, like that is we say it something just to give God the glory, just to give thanks to him, because he did it for us. He did it for us. It's a miracle. Like it was a miracle for Paul to survive the whole night bleeding. It's not easy. So Paul was taken to ICU, where he was placed. And that time, by the time he's taken to ICU, it was around 5 in the evening. Since in the morning, we were just like, all our siblings were there. Like Corey was in US, but he was never stable. Like he was like, every time he calls, how is Paul? How is Paul? Like he was very worried. Like everyone was worried. Everyone was worried, but we could not tell mom, because like we felt like maybe the stroke will come back again, or he could be stressed out. So we had to keep more of the information to ourselves first. So like that day no one ate. Let me just tell you, that day no one ate. No one, like, we were very much devastated, because like you could go to Paul doesn't know you. He was in ICU, he's not talking, and the way ICU, like when you hear someone is in ICU, that is 50-50 of survival. But we thank God, Paul survived it. He really survived it, and he was a very strong man. To me, I just give God the glory for what he did to us and to our family. Paul survived the attack, and we stayed in the hospital around 5 days, and we were discharged on a Saturday. So we went home, and we just gave God thanks and glory that night, because the whole week I could just leave my house, and the whole week I stayed home just to be near Paul. I left my home. I just told them, no, please, you have to bear with me. I have to take care of my brother. I have to really take care of my brother. And uh, I don't think if I'm capable, I'm on my senses just to go and do something else apart from just seeing my brother every day. No. So there was this week, that with the same Tuesday, it was on a Tuesday, I was supposed to go to Heaven Gates. Yeah, so Heaven Gates is where people offer their prayers. It's like a mountain, like Heaven Gates, where when you go there, always your prayers, 100% your prayers will be answered. So we were supposed to go with someone there, and the person called me. She called me and told me, Sarah, we are going to Heaven Gates. And I was like, no, I can't make it. I can't make it. I have a brother that is very sick, and I don't know if I can go there. And she was like, this is what pissed me off. And she was like, um, does your brother doesn't have a family? And I asked her, who am I to my brother? Am I not a family? Who am I to my brother, And she was like, she has other people to take care of him. And as we can go for prayer, I told him, no, I can't do that. Just excuse me, I can't just do it. And she was like, if it could have been like transportation, I could have understood. I told her, is it by like where I am, I know God knows what I'm going through. So whatever I'm asking from him, he will answer me, I just thought that this lady was calling me to just tell me I'm sorry about your brother. But that was not it. Like, it was in another, like, asking me something else, But I just thank God. I just thank my brother was okay. And I don't know if I was rude to her, but, that was not a nice way just to approach someone. Well, so that is the update of Paul's. And now Paul is recovering. He's still on medication, on his meds, and the only problem I see with him is he has gone back to work, yes, but he's not allowed to work for so long. Sometimes he works from home, and you find that when we are at home, sometimes when we have function, like Paul won't stay with us for long. Like, he will always be feeling some headaches on the head. And then sometimes even when he hears a lot of like noises, when he hears a lot of noise, he'll always just say no, just put it off. Like, it irritates him so much. So we are just praying for the total healing for Paul's situation, and I know that everything will be okay. For me, I have faith in God, and the people that came in, the people that supported us in prayers, like you could just see the YouTubes of Corey, the YouTubes of um of Bichangas. Like, you could just see prayers streaming in. You could just see prayers. People were praying, and your prayers never went in vain. Your prayers never went in. God answered us. God really answered our prayers that day, and we really appreciate God for what He has done for us this year. This year started very bad for us, so we just want this year to live, so that in 2026, let us have blessings on that year. Let us not have this whatever we went through in 2025. So your prayers really reached us, and we just thank you for your support, for everything that you did for us. And may God just bless you abundantly, because our God is a God of blessings, and I know that He's going to touch each and every one of you. And there was one of the colleagues of Paul was saying, I was calling me and she was telling me, hey, your dad is really like has faith. Like when you see no here, there's no hopes. But my dad was there saying, Paul is okay, Paul is okay. And you're just saying that no, that Paul is not okay. Like you can just feel it. No, 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 no. But him is just there now. Paul is fine. Paul is fine. Like he's very confident about his faith. And my father's faith is beyond. Like he's beyond. Like his faith is really a nice one. Like we could cry, we could say, oh my God, let my brother live. But God knew what he was doing, and God maybe was showing himself like towards us, like is always present in our lives. Like is always there. If my brother could survive the whole night with bleeding, whatever, those 12 hours of bleeding, then God is there. God is there. God is there. Yeah. So my mom also, someone asked about my mom's situation. My mom, she's getting better. Now she can hold things. She can wash plates. She can do. Um, we just thank God. We just thank God. My mom is very strong woman right now, but she's still on her medication. She has not gone back to her work. We're just telling her, just relax. Whatever you get small, you eat. It's not a way of just stressing yourself going to the market. No, you need now to. It's your time to relax and get stronger and be strong and be strong. You know, my mama, all her life, she has never stayed at home. No, like she's always working, and now I think she feel bored or something, but she should be just staying back at home, just relaxing so that she can get better. So that is the update of the Bichangas up to now, and we thank you guys. We really appreciate it. So, um, if you are watching me for the first time and you kindly share and also subscribe to always hear more about the Bichangas family. We have more stored to you, and I know that you're going to enjoy us and enjoy everything that we do as we embark on this journey. Thank you so much, and may God bless you. I love you all.